My wonderful people, a pleasant afternoon to you. You hear me? Evening to you, but me afternoon. And after 9, 9 p.m. All right, beautiful people. So I was watching the news and I saw something quite disturbing. And I'm sure, the world, as Danke said, the world is level, and it goes both for males and females in one sphere and another. What men will get away with in some things, women will not get away on. What women will get away with in some spheres, men will not. In this particular instance, for example, in as it relates to sex and the body. So the news carried male teachers who sexual advancements, are made to them by students, but the age groups that tend to come from is a little bit alarming. I figured it would have been from at least the older classes. It's ninth grade, 10th grade, and so on. And I'm saying, they even read out one where the girl wasn't doing well in a particular subject, and she said, ask a man if he wants to engage in sexual intercourse with her to make up, to cancel it out. You know what I mean? One particular one wrote a line saying, I like you, sir. I know you like me. She's must 15 years old. Meet me at 3 o'clock. She's not a virgin. And I said to myself, these men were smart. They went and they reported it. And when they spoke with the girl wrote back a letter to say that not stopping her. And I said to myself, life can really be unfair. And if the man becomes weak to his flesh, which oftentimes happen, if he becomes weak to his flesh, he can actually lose his license to teach, for example, or he can actually lose his job. Sorry, I kind of had a little, almost like when I say brain freeze, because I'm thinking what could happen to him. And I said to myself, that is why sometimes, and I say this, beautiful people, I know that many times or sometimes when the woman cries wolf, there is a wolf, meaning if she cries that she has been sexually assaulted or molested or harassed, oftentimes or sometimes it can be true. Sometimes it is not. These women, because one of the things, and you see, fathers, when they deserve a proper leather belt beating, a lot of you. I'm not saying that this is the only factor, but you know that no parenting, bad parenting, improper parenting is between 80 to 90% of the atrocities and the decadence and the evil and the wicked and all of what we see, the mayhem. When girls do not have fathers, there is a hole, there is a void in them that they need to be filled. They can't help it. It did they. If somebody bore you with a bore, you get bored. If somebody bore you, you get bored. There's no other word to describe it. When there is a fatherless hole that is there, automatically when she hits a certain age, she's going to start crave that. When you don't, there's something that your body may need, a particular vitamin. You find that people start eat like them, need a drink milk, cola, eat ice, all, and you realize there's something lacking. There's a deficiency, a mineral or a vitamin. And when you check, it might be vitamin, maybe calcium, maybe vitamin the B complex or the B vitamins and so on, and you name them. It's the same with being fatherless. So what happens is that she's seeing a father, but it gets twisted. Her hormones are raging in a sense. She sees a father figure. She wants that love. She wants that attention, that affection. She knows that you're not his father. So instead of the love being platonic and healthy and whole and respect for authority, it becomes, wow, I like, it seems that authoritarian figure just seems attractive. And if he looks good, she's going to make a move. And if this little girl, because some of them look mature, but just down the body, but you have to look in the eyes and just right here in the face, in the midsection, and you can realize that they're young. Just check the eyes. If you're not sure, look at the eyes. And you say, no, man, you see the youth. This girl is underage. It could be my daughter or my young sister, depending on, because you have some very young teachers, is when you leave school and you're working, you realize, wait, how the teacher don't retire, but not knowing that maybe the teacher was just maybe 7, 8 years, 10 years at best older. Some of them were much older, but the gap was not wide as what you figured it would have been. You know, some of them were just maybe, as I said, 5 years older, 7 years older, 10 years older, outside of the much older teachers. So they look youthful, and I wouldn't say they necessarily dress voluptuous. It's just that they shape well. So it doesn't matter if they even have on a balloon. You will see the shape through the balloon. And if they look good and carry themselves good and smell good, and there is just the qualities that the young girls are seeing that the father should have shown, should have been there to show, she starts to find it attractive. And she makes her move. And all they're going to do is, as I said, just talk to the picnic. Nothing come out. Because post that, the news started to bring a lot of teachers who got charged for sexual aggravation or sexual assault of these minor young girls, because they couldn't control themselves. The girls probably kept pursuing them, kept at them, because some of them determined, and again, the reason why they're determined was because they're weak, and they allow the flesh to talk. As men, no disrespect to you, and from the days of Samson and before, is like the smaller head seem to have the bigger brain, but it's not a good brain. The smaller head. So it's like there are two brains that are on the body, I call it, but the smaller ones outshine, outpower, outweigh the bigger one that should be the more sensible, the more emotionally intelligent, the one with intelligence quotient. But you make the one with the P brain, but it seemed to overshadow the bigger brain, and get yourselves in trouble because you could not you allow the eyes to get carried away. Remember, your trigger, or your main trigger is what you see. For the men, women, how you make them feel and what they hear. That is why sweet words tend to move women. When you tell them sweet words, it tends to move them, because that's our trigger. As God make it. That's why I'm deliberately making men to pursue us, to tell us sweet words while looking at our beauty. Because looking at our beauty attracts you. We hearing what you're saying attracts us. And you better look attractive too, as a man. Because it don't mean say we not see either. It don't mean say we not see. We see too. Okay? And I feel sorry for the men sometimes. I really and truly do. Because it must be hard. Because it works out. It's like a double negative, I call it, for the men. So the women make the move. Nothing comes of it. He slips and gets weak and gets involved with her. Some of them force themselves on the woman. Some don't force. But you know that once they're underage, you're going to be held liable, because you know that they're not thinking at that age. They cannot be thinking logically and in a mature sense, no matter how they try to act as if they're big. And you give in, and you're the one who gets locked up while she's scotch-free. While she is scotch-free. And I think that is part and parcel why many of you men are misogynists. You're resentful of women, because for you, the women tend to get away in areas like these, no matter how young or old they are. Although people may say it's because I don't want man. No, sir. Those are a small number of men. It's certainly a small number. They may not the minority. But I'm glad those two teachers that they spoke with were wise and reported it quickly. Took a screenshot. One said the young girl sent nude pictures. I don't know if he was able to screenshot the nude pictures to show that I guess he did not communicate. He did not tell her anything. She just did it. But my encouragement to you men, the donkeys at the world level, we have that in different areas as well. I don't care how big or small they want to look. Stay away from the schoolgirls. You will not get the right by any margin ever. And we're talking about from the relevant authorities, not your friend or your little combo that tell you, say, she wickedy. No. You will be locked up. You'll be locked up. Avoid them, men. Please. Especially if you're married. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lines, please.